we got a bunch of matchups tonight, including this first one with Hydra and Lightspeed, where even though Lightspeed is already in the playoffs, Hydra is fighting, and there's a whole bunch of others fighting as well.
Yeah, it's actually Hydra that's in playoffs. Lightspeed are the ones fighting for it.
Uh, yeah, I said it backwards.
Yeah, but, I mean, honestly, this Lightspeed team has been kind of on a resurgence here, since they picked up, gosh, I'm blanking on the name, Landon. Wow, yeah, that's the one.
Landon and Zeroxa,
Uh,
according to my sources that I've
mm,
heard, that are definitely not in my head.
yep.
But that's what I've heard. But we'll call him Zero.
Yeah, Zero also Zero and Landon both have been bouncing around teams all season. So I'm pretty sure this is the third team for both of them this season. So glad to see that they found a place where they're still contending for a playoff spot or a play-in spot at least, and trying to make postseason. I want to see it. I want to see it happen. They went 2-0 last week. They won again in Game 5 against Bearcats, and they won in 4 games against Knights. So now they're playing against one of the favorites to win the rival league here in in Hydra. And to be honest, Mallow, this Hydra team, they have been the same consistent, solid team all throughout the season. They drop a couple games here and there to games. They're just kind of brain fart games. Like, oh, how'd you lose to mafiosos, or how did this team lose to Lightspeed, or how whatever it is. This Hydra team, they figured out something. It works like 99% of the time. They have their off games. It happens to everybody, but I mean, they're sitting at a 12-4 record for a reason. They are the 4 seed. Let me make sure that's correct. They
They're currently at
are
number 3 right
okay.
now.
Okay. Yeah, they're the 3rd seed. I'm the 4th seed. Yeah, sorry, I suck. Yeah, they're the 3 seed. So obviously they're already locked into playoffs. They're kind of just playing spoiler here for Lightspeed, and Lightspeed's the 11 seed, looking to get in. So I want to see this Lightspeed team really step up. And we talked about Zero, we talked about Landon, but the main player on that team is Deco, and I think we're going to see that tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Deco being the top player on the pitch here tonight among these teams, if I'm not mistaken. It could be Dr. Brown, actually, as I say that. But Deco, one of the top players on this pitch tonight, definitely been a staple. Been across, if I'm not mistaken, looking at this across the leaderboard as far as all of the stats, he is up there in just about every one of them. Um,
Close. Yeah.
yeah, being a top 3 seed team here, they're actually within striking distance of the number 1 seed, so they still have a lot to play for. And I know if I were uh the Hydra team, I would still be going for that number 1 seed. And if I'm not and if I'm Lightspeed here, I'm definitely trying to play spoiler on that, as well as getting into the playoffs here, or at least the play-ins, I should say. Uh, because it's definitely possible with this team. Landon, Zero, and Deco all been doing a great job ever since they formed as a team.
Yeah, and so now okay. My bad. We're changing lobbies real quick to make sure everybody gets, their desired ping. Well, we want to see the best performances here, Malo, because we've only got 2 game days left till playoffs, which is kind of crazy to think about. This season's kind of flown by, in my opinion. Last season drug on forever. Maybe it's because my team was really bad. Anyway, that this season, I feel like in rival league specifically, Malo, there's been about 5 teams that have really, there was 4 teams really that were the staples, and those are the top 4 seeds. But now we're starting to see a lot of these teams that got built right at the trade deadline, like this Lightspeed team. The Chimeras team that we're going to see later tonight is also a really good team that got built. I want to give a shout out to the Blaze team that we're going to see later tonight that recently got built. A lot of these rival teams that were lower down in the rating or in the rankings really starting to pick up some momentum here, and so a big win for Lightspeed tonight, which I definitely think could be pulled off. By the way, because in my opinion, Mallow, I'm going to say this: going player for player, I would take Lightspeed over Hydra. Hydra just play together so well, and they're a team that's been together since the beginning. So I think they had the edge chemistry wise, but I think player for player, talent for talent, I would take this Lightspeed team. So if they're able to make those individual plays and make, honestly, just a bunch of solo plays, because I feel like all 3 of these players are capable of it. That's where, that's where I think this team can really make a difference. Now on the other side, I was kind of glazing Lightspeed there. On the other side, I got to glaze one man in particular, and his name's Dr. Brown. He won Player of the Week. Heck, he might go for 2 in a row. That's his goal because this man can be the best player in the league, whenever he's on. So I'm really excited to see how this goes. I will also say they don't have Saucy. Saucy has been a huge demo threat. This Hydra team, as we're gonna get kickoff started here in game number 1, Mallow. This Hydra team loves to demo. They love to make counterattack chances with those demos. But this Lightspeed team, they see no Saucy on the pitch. They got to worry about the demos a little bit less. So we're going to see if that really plays a factor here. But Mallow, I talked a lot, but I'm going to give my prediction here real quick. I'm going to take Lightspeed in 4. I think Lightspeed are going to show up and show out this game. What you got?
You're the number 1 player rating in Rival, so I am definitely going to listen to your opinion there for sure. But we do have some good players on both sides of this pitch here, but you can't ignore the momentum Lightspeed is experiencing right now since they have rebuilt their team here. And I kind of agree. I think Lightspeed is going to get it, but I think it's going to go to game 5 because it's going to go back and forth for a little bit, potentially, at least anyway, in my opinion. But we'll see after this game 1 because who knows? We may see a little sloppiness here in game 1, and then after that, it's going to pick up.
Yeah, game 1, always the game that you can't put too much weight in. People are a little nervous on stream. Maybe they're just getting warmed up, to be honest. I will say this Lightspeed team, Deco, he pings a lot for scrims. So, I never answer those because, gosh, my team never scrims. But these guys, they are on the grind set, and so gotta respect them. As now they're gonna look for the shot, but a great save there and clear by Zero. And Dr. Brown sitting all the way back. This is what Dr. Brown likes to do. It's either him sitting all the way back, waiting for an air dribble opportunity across the pitch, or it's him, insta-channeling, and there's Caliber and Oshi right behind him. Like, you will see a lot of, just single man just kind of jumping in, and there's 2 players behind him still. Dr. Brown and Oshi, though, they both go there. Caliber is going to get that clear back across, try to get that one towards the midfield. Dr. Brown gets a demo on Deco, but Landon, he's going to get a clear. Oshi does spawn in the back right corner, clears it over to Caliber. Caliber straight down. Oshi's going to be there. Caliber with the redirect, not going to happen in Landon. Now he's hunting for a demo. Is he going to get it? No! A great dodge and a great save. What a play there by Dr. Brown.
Oh my goodness, yeah. We saw one of the reasons why Dr. Brown is Player of the Week. The mental gymnastics he just had to play there against that offensive pressure by Lightspeed, and was very much able to avoid it. But Deco getting demoed there, and yeah, this rival team, they're putting on a little bit of pressure right now, but it's kind of neck and neck when it comes to the shot count.
Yeah, I will say the Hydra team, it just feels like, they're kind of surviving. They're not allowing a lot of shots, though. So both these teams, only 2 shots on the board. Can we see a little bit more offensive pressure that's actually threatening? Because I'm seeing opportunities, and then they just get cleared away just like that. Now there's 1 man back, but it's Dr. Brown, and he's going to win that 50 9 times out of 10. As now Zero gets a 50 on Caliber, but a demo on the back end could leave an open net here. Deco racing for it. Oshi with a really good spawn, but it doesn't matter. That one's in the back of your net. Great shot there from Deco.
Oh man, Oshi took the angle that I think I would have taken too, but in reality, I think I probably would have maybe played a little more defensive in that because you don't have as much boost, especially after getting demoed like that, and you don't have as much momentum. So you maybe, I don't know, and maybe I'm wrong here because I'm novice. I'm not up there like you as the number 1 player, and oh my, what a save by Dr. Brown, like you and Rival here, Flip. But I felt like he may have been a little too aggressive on that challenge, and he probably could have played a little more on the wall, or at least a little more defensive.
Yeah, if he just turns straight back to net, I promise that's not a goal, like, ever. But we all make bad decisions sometimes. Can't say I wouldn't have gone for that ball either. In the moment, it looks a lot better. Hindsight's 2020 here, Mallow, but we learn from our mistakes, and let's see if Hydra can do the same thing. However, it's once again Lightspeed on the attack. Landon now trying to get a good 15. He does. Caliber gonna hit that one to the sidewall, trying to get a clear. Does have the double. That one's sent way long as Deco gets a touch to the corner. Dr. Brown had that one read. That one goes back across. Caliber's there. That's a dynamic duo that you would not expect. Caliber, one of the lowest salaried players in the entire rival league, is actually one of the best. I'm not even kidding. This man, I mean, not even just for his salary, just in general, he's always been so consistent. But Oshi with the bad challenge there, but Caliber there to save that shot as Oshi with one touch trying to get a 50 on another, and he does. Landon waiting back, gonna have a clear, but that clear only goes as far as Dr. Brown. Zero, no touch. Dr. Brown shot not on target. Caliber gonna look to turn, but Landon already challenging, already all the way diving. But now it's Oshi in the air. Little boost to work with, gets a reset. Gets it over Deco. The double touch! That is nasty!
Oh my goodness. Well, he just made up for his mistake earlier with this goal here. What a great goal and great control there by Oshi. And we're tied up with 38 seconds left. Lightspeed, are they going to answer quickly here? Or could we potentially go into overtime?
I mean, I don't know, man. Both these teams, they both have really good opportunities. Lightspeed, they have a couple more opportunities under their belts, but whenever Hydra strikes, it's always lethal. And so now we're gonna see if that clinical play can continue, as it's gonna be Lightspeed being able to get that cleared. But Caliber all the way back. Not a lot of boost, though. Deco gets it around him. There's two players on the back wall. That can be dangerous. Oshi, he drops. Landon, that's a touch. That's a pop. Deco gonna look for the mid pass, but Zero, a little backwards, can't get to that one. That ball cleared long, and looks like we are gonna have overtime here in game number 1, Mallow.
Oh, uh, I think that was Landon. Oh,
Oh,
wait,
no.
it's already in. Oh my goodness. Kickoff goal. That was anticlimactic after that after that first game there. But that does happen quite a bit. Especially after OTs like that. But that was such a good first game from both teams here. But Lightspeed getting the edge here in game 1, starting off on a good foot.
Yeah, and honestly, I'm not saying it has a huge impact, but like losing like that, sometimes it's kind of just a brush. Like you like brush it off. You're like, okay, we lost game 1. It was a kickoff goal in OT. What are you gonna do about it? So I think that's a better way to lose than going to like a 4-minute overtime and losing. So at least Hydra got it out of the way. I think they were starting to figure it out a little bit there, Mallow. They seemed to really start picking up offensively at least. Obviously it was a solo play that Oshi was able to score, but Lightspeed, it just felt like their attacks weren't nearly as threatening towards the later half of that game. So I do think Hydra either had him figured out a little bit, or if Lightspeed were just slowing down. I'm not really quite sure, but in the end, it doesn't matter. There's a 1 on the side of Lightspeed, there's 0 on the side of Hydra. Going into game number 2, Mallow, Lightspeed looked to continue their momentum with Landon trying to get another, another kickoff goal. As Zero also trying to put that one on. And Mallow, once again, I feel like we were also in this Hydra half quite a bit, and Lightspeed just liked to ramp up that pressure.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And Lightspeed, they had the shots on the goal there. They put the quantity out there. But Hydra, they were quality over quantity there, and we're already seeing a continuation of game 1 from Lightspeed. But as I say that, the the Hydra team here on the offensive pitch, or on the offensive side of the ball, I should say, and we might actually see a goal here pretty soon from Hydra if this continues.
Yeah, the pressure's there, but the shot total for Hydra is still at 0 because a lot of their opportunities, once again, it just results in just not
Uh
a shot. But that one could have been beautiful. But that one it hits the post. I thought a follow could have come through, but he does get saved away. Now the counter attack, which is what Hydra, in my opinion, are really good at, is getting these like solo play counters or passing play counters. Either way, they're really good at the counter attacks. As Oshi gonna get a save there, gonna try to start another counter attack. Landon gonna immediately dive and hit him off the ball, as now Zero gonna look for the double and he gets it. That one not over Caliber though. So a great touch there as Caliber looks to put it off the backboard. Landon waiting. A great dunk though from Caliber once again, but Deco is gonna have the clear on that one. Dr. Brown waiting back, and Dr. Brown gets immediately challenged once again. No time on the ball for him. Zero with a
Oh,
great
what a
shot.
touch!
Man, Zero put it right behind the goalie, and that's enough to get the first goal for Lightspeed.
Yeah, that 50 there by Deco, even with no boost, was absolutely huge. And Zero able to put it basically on top of Oshi's, uh, not even hood. It's the top of the car, the roof of the car, and it just couldn't do anything. It just came so fast there, and we got Lightspeed continuing where they left off, scoring first here in game 2 with about 3 minutes 10 seconds remaining.
Yeah, and a great demo there from Landon can really start to open up some pressure. Oshi does spawn on the better side once again. I feel like he's getting some pretty good spawns. I don't know. Psyonix never gives me those kinds of spawns. That's all I'm saying. But Dr. Brown looking for the clear. Because that one's going to another great insta-chow by Deco. As
Oh,
Deco's also going to receive a pass from Zero. That one could have been lethal, but not going to find the back of the net. Landon going for the bump on Oshi, but Oshi had already fully committed to that ball as Deco with one touch trying to look for another, but he's not going to have it as Dr. Brown's going to take control. Dr. Brown can be so dangerous, but Zero not letting him get the flick off, immediately challenging. Deco with a backwards touch. He's going to go up the wall and get the clear. He gets a little control as well. Not going to have the follow-up, but Oshi helps him out just a little bit. Dr. Brown's touch pops high, but Zero's already there. Zero off the ceiling. That one's going to just be a shot and going to get cleared away. Dr. Brown now with one touch, trying to get a follow-up and not able to really kickstart any offense here. That's a good touch on the Caliber, but Landon already up in the air, already sending it over Oshi's head. Zero. He's pre-jumping that one, and he hits it. That one's off the corner, and it's in! Great snipe there from Deco. It's Zero with the pre-jump. I don't know how this goes in, though.
I don't either. I thought that was going to roll up from that angle, but that's the thing. The angle, the angle is one thing. What it actually does is another. And this Lightspeed team, they're on a roll, 2-0 here with 2 minutes remaining, and they're doing exactly what they thought they were going to do here in game two after game one.
Yeah, and it feels like, again, a lot of the pressure just it starts to mount, and one defensive mistake is all it really takes. And I'm going to say, Saucy not being here does matter, in my opinion, Mallow, because this man would be demoing like nobody's business right now. He would average 4 demos a game against this team. Instead, the Lightspeed team might start averaging 4 goals a game as Landon puts one away here. And it's just a long clear. Dr. Brown doesn't get the touch, and Landon, he just full sends it. Why not? Thank you for the pass, buddy, and that's a goal.
Yeah, what a goal there. And Lightspeed with all the offensive pressure here, 8 shots. And Hydra with not a single one here. They've been basically playing defense. Been seeing a lot of double commits, and you talked about Saucy not being here. That's the thing. Chemistry is big, and if you got and as we see a 4th goal here by Zero getting a second of the game, that chemistry is everything, and it almost. This may look like I haven't actually seen the Hydra play other than this, so I don't know. But it just seems like they're a lot slower than I would expect a rival team to be.
I will say, Mallow, whenever I played against them, we didn't have our full team. We lost in 5. But whenever I scrimmed against them, it was literally 11 saves. Like, they averaged like 9 saves a game. I'm not even kidding. It's so much defense. It's so much counterattack for this team. And so they really rely on, just the counterattacks. And so if you're playing solid defense and, consistent offense where you're actually putting the ball in the back of the net, they are a very beatable team. Colliver not going to find the connection on the counterattack there, and that's one where you really want, if you're Hydra, like that's the kind of goal that you're looking for. Colliver once again with an early challenge. Zero trying to get a fake pass. Dr. Brown kind of floated in, but still great 50s and a great shot. Zero, don't do it to him.
With the hat trick too, that was just a fantastic solo play there by Zero. Just past everyone, and I think we might be both wrong on the score here, Flip, if things continue. I don't think it's going to be 3-1 or 3-2, but we'll see what happens.
Mallow, I hate to say this. You win by 5, you're going to lose by 1 the next game. I don't know how Lightspeed, it's just how it's just meant to be. I don't know what to tell you. But we will have to wait and see, as it is 5-0 in favor of Lightspeed. It's all over. I'll call it now. This is definitely a 2-0 lead here for Lightspeed. Dr. Brown able to get a nice air dribble over one, but no follow-up once again, and it seems like the second man is just not there for this Hydra team effort on offense, and so I feel like that's what it's really lacking. And it might be number 6 here, but great clear there by Colliver. Dr. Brown now downfield, trying to make something happen. Gets a flick over one really high, though, so Landon's able to get the ball cleared. Dr. Brown going to leave that for Oshi, who popped that one high for Colliver. Colliver off the backboard. That one's going to be bouncing down. Dr. Brown doesn't have the read. We're going to game 3 with a potential sweep on the board here, Mallow.
Yeah, there's definitely a potential sweep here because Hydra, they need to change something. Obviously, this game if they want to win at least one. But Lightspeed looking extremely comfortable on the pitch here tonight. 11 shots to, I don't even know if Dr. Brown got a shot on net there. I didn't see it. but 11 shots to I think zero here, and man, it's a. I think Dr. Brown may have actually thought it was over, but zero shots, yeah, from Hydra, and man, Hydra, they need to change something. In my opinion, Flip, I think they need to become more aggressive. They need to do more demos because we are not seeing that on their side. And you talked about it. Their second man needs to be a little further up.
Yeah, it just seems like they're playing so safe and so scared, but you're down 5 goals. What's one more at that point? Might as well sit in the whole house. But now it's 0-0 Mallow. It's a new dawn, it's a new day, and maybe it can be a different scoreline. Caliber gonna try to get us started off early. Not gonna get the touch there because he had no boost, but Oshi, he tried to put the shot away. It's gonna be Dr.
Oh,
Brown though. There's the finish, and there's the first goal in I don't even know how long.
Uh, yeah, but this is a great way for Hydra to start game three. Great bump there by, I believe it was Oshi to Landon. And really, that's exactly what we wanted to see there. Bumps and aggression by that second man. And we saw it there. Game three here, Hydra really starting to turn it up. And hopefully they keep this up, get past this light speed, and maybe continue this rotation and throw the Lightspeed team off.
Yeah, but we'll have to wait and see because honestly, it's been a while since Lightspeed had to, I don't know if they're shell shocked that they got scored on, but maybe they just gotta Lightspeed just gotta play their game. They were playing really well. Switch ups from Hydra. Honestly, it might not even affect this Lightspeed team because they are still looking as aggressive as ever. Dr. Brown with a touch, but it's not a great one as Landon. Gonna try to get there, but Dr. Brown with a great recovery. Colliver downfield with a touch to the corner. Zero. He's gonna try to leave that one. No, he's gonna take it himself. Doesn't get the greatest touch as Oshi's able to 50 him. That ball high, though, and you know what? That's just where Deco likes it. Deco getting an air dribble over Dr. Brown, but Oshi's there to collect. Now a challenge
Oh.
from Zero is going to give that ball free for Landon. Landon gets the beat on Colliber, and so Dr. Brown, last man back, has to clear it to the side, and Zero already up and waiting. Zero off the corner. That ball going to get cleared long by Dr. Brown once again. Landon, he's going to have the touch to the corner. Deco going to try to get a read, and he's able to get the beat onto Colliber as well. Deco doesn't have any boost, though, so that touch is going to go as far as Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, Doctor, I should say, as he's looking for the air dribble. Not going to get the follow-up on the double touch. Almost had it, but he got just barely bumped. Oshi with the demo, trying to clear some space, but still cleared to his corner. He does have 100 boost, does get the dunk on Landon, and that ball's going long. Zero, can he race back and get there? He can. Zero now with little time, trying to play a 50 with Dr. Brown. Instant chow, not giving him any time.
Oh.
Dr. Brown, the demo man. Oh my goodness, Demolition Derby coming on through. Get out of the way. And Colliber puts that one away.
I have a feeling Dr. Brown or someone on that team was told they heard us on stream. They had to have, because all of a sudden they have turned the aggression, turned the bumps and demos on, because we have seen nothing like this from the Hydra team this entire series, and here they are, everything on the line for them, just about pretty much. I think they're still pretty in it, but talking about playoffs here, there's a lot of teams in it. So if you're Hydra, you don't want to chance this Lightspeed team coming into the playoffs the way they're playing right now.
This Lightspeed team really is on a resurgence, so that's what we're seeing here in this series. But, Mallow, I hate to say it, the scriptwriters are so predictable that I promise you, Lightspeed's going to score a goal. I lied. Hydra's going to score a goal. Colliver's going to put that one away. Wow, a great fair enough. Dr. Brown made another good play. I don't know what to tell you. It was a great 50. It was a bad double commit, though. Deco, zero boost. He decides to challenge that ball. Could have been free for Landon, though. Instead, it's a 3-0 Hydra lead, and I'm eating my words.
Yeah, we saw a couple of double commits from Hydra, too, earlier on in games 1 and 2, and we're seeing again from Lightspeed this time. And it's definitely hurting them, because in Rival League, you can't make those type of mistakes because you will pay for it, and it has shown so far in this series.
Yeah, mistakes, they're part of the game. It's just how can the other team capitalize on them. And I think Hydra's finally kind of, waking up a little bit. They're realizing, some defensive challenges aren't the best coming out of Lightspeed, but they're still trying, Hydra still has to work for these goals, but...
Oh.
Well, it's Lightspeed, though, that's really struggling to kind of find that. find the net. They've had one shot all game, and it wasn't even that one. That one didn't even register as a shot, Mallow. Like this team, it just seems completely different from what we've kind of experienced the first 2 games. So Hydra, maybe they found a gear. They found something working. Zero gonna try to
Uh-oh.
get a beat on 2 there, but it's gonna be Deco clearing that one to his side wall. Is now he's trying to get another touch, but Oshi had that one under him. Coliver didn't have the boost to follow it. Does get a 50 though. Gets another 50, and Landon taking his time. Has a teammate mid, but Dr. Brown has already pre-jumped that touch and gets a 50 on Zero as well. That ball going to be bouncing up, but a great touch there. Deco waiting his turn. It's going to be Dr. Brown getting the clear, though. That ball landed to Deco. Deco couldn't get the pass mid as Coliver races downfield once again, and these long clears from Hydra, they're really starting to be effective now as Oshi has an opportunity to shoot and score, and there it is, the counterattack. It's a long clear from Coliber into a fake touch from Dr. Brown, but it still results in a goal for Hydra and a 4-0 lead, Mallow. Man, it's just a flip of the script from last game.
Yeah, yeah, because here we are now. We're seeing Lightspeed with the very much lack of offense, and Hydra with all of the offensive pressure. And what I really noticed in this game, Flip, is that Dr. Brown has really turned up the aggression. Most notably, I think he was extremely passive the first 2 games. I think he was trying to play like his normal play style with maybe Saucy there. I don't know if that's normally their play style, but he was definitely playing like a different person was on the pitch, and now he is the aggressor. And right now, Hydra is starting to see some life as they're likely here. I would say they're gonna win this game 3.
Nah, it's already over. Like, I've already wrote it down in the books, but you know, Lightspeed, they could probably make a goal happen here or there. Deco gonna try to do so. Deco, I closed my eyes. I didn't see that shot. That's okay, buddy. You'll try again next time. As Coliber and Oshi are gonna try to combine and clear this one down. A Zero is gonna hit that one off the ceiling. It should fall. Yeah, and there we go. Hydra, nice, solid game 3 win here, Mallow. Looks like we might, we might be seeing a little resurgence here in the series from Lightspeed, or sorry, from Hydra. Lightspeed, they just seemed a little slow, a little sluggish, and maybe it's Lightspeed's turn to, figure out a counter to this Hydra playstyle. With the demos, like you said, with honestly, I think just a lot better first touches in general coming out of Hydra, but as a whole, I don't think Lightspeed played nearly as well. A couple more double commits, and I think they got punished on those double commits, which is the bigger thing. But now that you're able to identify those weaknesses, let's see if Lightspeed can, find some corrections.
Yeah, absolutely. And we saw there in that game, Lightspeed struggled when that pressure was on, and even at certain points, with the double commits, panicking. So will they tune it back down, return to their roots from game 1 and 2, or will they get the same treatment that they got there in game 3, and they're going to be struggling again? But we'll see. Here as Deco is dribbling that ball towards the goal, but Coliber I think I said that right. Coliber getting the save.
Oh
Oh,
man,
oh my goodness.
Landon almost had an insane double. It was off target, and then Hydra almost helped him out for it. But you know what? It's still 0-0, Mello. It's only been 30 seconds. Nothing to panic about yet. A ball that got lofted towards the net. Zero doesn't get the double touch, and it's going to be Dr. Brown getting the pass. Zero couldn't get the touch off the backboard either. That one popped up high. Dr. Brown and Dr. Brown and Coliber just went straight for the kill. And that is insane to me. Nobody was able to follow up that ball. But it's still Hydra in the offensive half, which we saw so little of in games 1 and 2. But man, their aggression, like you said, really has stepped up a notch as Oshi with a not so great touch. That one could be a shot for Deco, but Coliber there to back him up on it. Coliber, not a lot of boost here. In fact, his tank is 0. Landon didn't know that, but he's still able to get a nice 50. Trying to get a 50 on Dr. Brown or a beat, but Dr. Brown had that one perfectly read. Zero with a nice touch. Zero with a good 50 as well. A demo from Dr. Brown. Deco, last man back with a nice touch. Coliber up in the air. Deco over 1. Zero elects to not go, and Dr. Brown's going to have a long clear. And Hydra, once again, in this offensive half, trying to start just a little bit more pressure. Landon, able to get the clear. Deco, able to get the shot, but waiting downfield is Coliber. It's been a minute and a half, and it's been a lot of Hydra. Lightspeed, looking like they have a couple opportunities, but these counters from Hydra are really starting to pick up. A 3-man passing play there. A bump. Oshi's shot just not gonna find the back of the net, just not strong enough. But once again, like I said, this Hydra team, whenever they're strong on these counters, they are really strong, Mallow, and that's what we're seeing right now. They're trying to find a way into this net, but Lightspeed, they've done a good job of thwarting these attacks, but they're not able to get much offense going themselves.
Yeah, no, but oh man, that was almost a potential bad piece there.
I
But
thought
hold on,
the
it's not
same.
over yet. But Dr. Brown almost got a great 50 there on their offensive side, but wasn't able to clear that one, and unfortunately just lined it up for the Lightspeed, and Lightspeed scoring first here. And I could be wrong here, but I think whoever has scored first has won each game so far. Is that right?
I don't remember game one. I I
Well,
don't know.
it's 0-0 again now, so I mean,
Yeah.
we don't we
Oh,
can ignore the fact,
yeah.
right?
Erase it from your mind. Landon didn't get the touch. Zero fell off the back wall. I, man, some defensive tips here, Mallow. If you're on the back wall, stay on the back wall unless the ball is like literally getting cleared for you. Just stay on the back wall. You know, there's nothing wrong about that. Dr. Brown,
Ooh.
he's trying to teach these kids a lesson. Not going to happen there. But he is still, you know, he's racing back and getting some bumps on the midfield passer. But Zero able to get a long clear. Dr. Brown, not a lot of boost, still gets a touch. Deco over one, tries to get it over two, and he does. Towards the sidewall, doesn't have a lot of boost to work with. Gets a touch mid. That one going to get answered by Colliver all the way downfield, and Landon going to take his time with that one. No, he's going to hit that to the sidewall. Oshi, not a great touch, but Dr. Brown there to collect the follow-up from Landon. Deco now, trying to get it past Dr. Brown, and he does. Trying to get the 50 on Colliver, and he can't do that one. Colliver with a nice touch, but Zero able to be there for him. Oshi now towards the sidewall. Deco had that one read and answered immediately. Deco, a lot of boost in the air. Dr. Brown, a lot of boost in net. Who's going to win this
Oh,
one? It's good offense. It's better defense. A great save there from Dr. Brown. And Hydra keep this score tied. That one definitely could have been a goal there. Mallow and Lightspeed, you know, they're kind of starting to ramp things up with these attacks. Another attack here, but Hydra, their defense, it's holding on strong for now.
yeah. Now we're seeing great gameplay all around by Hydra. You know, we saw a lot of offense and very little defense last game. They had the 3 saves from the 3 shots on. Is that in?
Oh
That's in.
my
Oh
goodness.
my goodness! From the 3 shots that Hydra had, or sorry, Lightspeed had last time, and now we're we're seeing a much more even game. But Dr. Brown, he is pretty much all over the place right now, and I think we need to see all of Hydra as a cohesive unit here. Otherwise, we might be seeing the end of the series.
Yeah, Colliver with that 50, just that's a crucial mistake. Like that is a critical mistake. Like man, you just can't 50 towards your own. Like it's just I don't know. It's a shame to see, but in the end, it's still just a 1-goal lead. There's a minute remaining. Can Hydra pull it back? Lightspeed, they're going to try to extend this lead as Landon's shot going to get saved away. Colliver now towards the sidewall. He can be dangerous in the air. He's looking for the pass over to Oshi. Deco and Zero combined to make that stop. But Dr. Brown,
Oh,
instant chow, almost a rule 1. Could have been devastating if you're a Hydra fan. I'm not going to lie. That would have been tragic. But that touch might be tragic from Colliver, but nobody from Lightspeed was there to capitalize. Deco sitting all the way back, being very safe. I'm not gonna lie, Deco, he's a very like safe player in general, but man, this man's sitting all the way back. As that shot from Oshi
oh,
was
wait a
good.
minute.
The shot from Dr. Brown might just be better, but the save from Deco is gonna come through. It was on the goal line for
Wait.
half an hour. Landon's able to make that save. Dr. Brown now trying to continue the pressure. The bump
Wait.
doesn't come through. It doesn't matter. Oshi's there. We got a tie game.
Oh my goodness, what a sequence there. Oh man, Hydra was not giving up on that. What a great job by Hydra, pushing and pushing and pushing that ball, making it up against that back wall there, sending it across the goal multiple times, not giving up, despite it even being halfway in. But it's still 7 seconds, and the way we just saw things going, it may not be over yet. But I think we might be seeing the end of the end of the game here. Or sorry, end of regulation going into overtime.
Overtime once again, and it's going to be a
Wait.
kickoff goal again, and I'm really... Oh, my God, thank the Lord. Okay, I spoke too soon. Oh, my goodness. Now, it was a great series. I'm not going to lie. Very, very fun series. Man, anticlimactic ending. Colliver had a nice save, but Deco was there to punish. Work on your kickoffs, boys. I don't know what to tell you. That's two. Ah, that's rough.
That is indeed rough. Lightspeed, though, you called it 3-1, winning the series. It very well could have went to Game 5 the way Hydra was playing there at the end. But, Lightspeed, they've just played a little bit better at the end there, winning that game and taking the series. Um, that that does put a hinder on Hydra's chances of getting the number one seed. I don't think it's out of the realm just yet. But once
It ain't.
again, congratulations to the Lightspeed team here, winning the series and definitely making a potential playoff run. And if I'm Hydra, I'm praying for miracles for Wednesday and later on today. Please give us some help because I definitely don't want to play these guys again. But you know them better than anyone. It could be a different story with a different lineup.
Yeah, no, it definitely could. But I will say, I think Lightspeed played their game really well. I feel like Deco, Landon, and Zero all played really like to their strengths. Landon insta shelled so much, so much. So did Zero, and Deco really played that third man role really well. And that's kind of just how those players like to play. Um, and so I think the fit is fitting really well in this Lightspeed team. Now 2-0 against this Hydra team. Shout out Jax for that knowledge. Thank you, Jax. Also, shout out Jax for 10 gifted subs earlier. I don't know if we did that, but I guess you're pretty cool. There you go. I appreciate you. You also gifted me a sub last week. Thank you. But man, Mallow, that was a great series. Like all in all, obviously, some people, if you're Thunderbirds, you didn't want Lightspeed to win. That sucks. Oh well, sorry, Crip. But some other teams definitely wanted Lightspeed to lose that one as well. Blaze, sorry, not Blaze, but like Chimeras, who is going to be playing later tonight, kind of needed that Lightspeed team to lose as well. Mafiosos. So the play-ins about from 10 to 13 really are fighting for those that last play-in spot. Even distortion is not completely safe. So what I'm saying is, Mallow, Lightspeed just upset a lot of people, and I'm kind of scared to play him now. That team is looking really strong.
Yeah, they really are. They really are. And you talked about Jax with his 10 gifted subs. Definitely shout out to him. But we also have to give a shout out to Rockerman doing his tier one sub for 63 months. Absolutely crazy. Also, C Money before the stream even
Mhm.
started as well. Got a sub for I don't recall what the amount of months was. I had to refresh my stream so I didn't get to see what the number was. But C Money getting that tier one sub in. Appreciate that, both of you, and Jax there. I don't know if we want to take a few minutes to kind of like give a quick rundown of the playoff picture for all of the leagues real quick, just to give an idea of how competitive this season has been. But I will say we have so many teams across the board with a chance to still get into the play-ins and a lot that have clinched the playoffs, including Novice League, which the league I'm a part of. No one has been eliminated yet. It is so competitive down there. And it's a competitive just about everywhere that we've seen, especially Titan and Rival here, which we're going to see another Rival uh, match later on. It's been an incredible season, and I suspect the rest of the night as well as Wednesday we're gonna see banger after banger after banger after banger.
Yeah, I agree. Sadly, I'm not sure how much time we have, but we're gonna go ahead and take a little break here. Also, shout out Neons, you just subscribed, my goat. That's 10 months now. Thank you. But with that, we're gonna go ahead and take a quick little break. Mallet, it was a blast casting with you. The series was a great one until it hit overtime. Every time. But and all in all, obviously, rival leagues always super fun to cast, especially whenever I know the players. I love casting my own leagues like that. But Mallow, thank you for joining me in the booth. And if you don't got anything else to say, we're headed out of here.
Yeah, thank you guys once again for having me. Flip, shout out to Crip for streaming this. But we are going to go to the Prospect League after this short break. It's going to be the Blackhawks versus the Origin. You don't want to miss it. Stay tuned.
Yeah, we'll be back. Deuces.